I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledged knowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to P, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Is that for me?
What?
Can you just put it right there? You gonna be on camera? Come on, you wanna be? Y'all almost saw her hand. Y'all almost saw her hand. Almost, we getting there. One day, everybody. One day. Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? This is number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Morning Time show. The Knicks Morning Drive. What's good, everybody? Everybody was good. Salute. Man, I hope your day is going well wherever you are. Whether you are on a sales call, coming off of a great holiday, American holiday weekend, whether you are doing face-to-face sales, doing presentations, whether you're a truck driver out on the open road, school teacher, some type of civil servant, police officer, whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope your day is getting off to a roaring start after the great American holiday, Memorial Day. Salute to y'all. Bronx Kicks is in the building. Bronx Kicks for life in the building. Salute. Ivory 10 in the building. The Smoking Nick is in the building. MIG is in the building. Cowboy Bob is in the building. Salute. Oh, my man sent me a message. Oh, I ain't even see it. Oh, my bad. I ain't even see. Bro, I had just stepped away. and so, okay. All right. Cowboy Bob sent me a message. Okay. All right. I ain't even. My bad. Let me. Pyong. Okay. There's that. So I'm going to get to the OG Anunoby talk, right? I'm going to get to the OG Anunoby talk. Y'all know I love OG Anunoby, right? And I know when you root for a team, you shouldn't have a favorite player, right? But I don't abide by everybody's rules. I enjoy my fandom. I enjoy my fandom the way I like my fandom, and I expect others to do the same. You be a fan the way you want to be a fan, right? You be a fan the way that you want to be a fan, right? Cowboy Bob is in the building. Salutes.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Uncle Freezy. Good morning, chat. How y'all doing today?
The Smoking Nick is in the building. DSJ is in the building. My man's Tom from Huntington is in the building. Kev Wapo. Salute, brethren. So here's the thing. So here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. I know I don't want to tell you how to be a fan. I expect you to be a fan the way you be a fan, right? King Ribby is in the building. Salute. King Ribby in the building. Probably took 3 showers this morning already. King Ribby clean. I think King Ribby really is an R&B singer, y'all. I think King Ribby legit, no lie. I think King Ribby is like an R&B singer. Right? He King Ribby is like Usher. But here's my truth.
You got it bad, Usher?
Huh?
You got it bad, Usher? Or after tonight, don't bring your girl around me, true player for real? Which one?
That one.
Oh, okay. The true player for real? I got
you. Good Usher.
All right.
So I know as fans, it's taboo. I know it's taboo, right? For or not even as fans, but as content creators, it's kind of taboo for content creators to say stuff like, "Yo, I have a favorite player. I'm not a fan of such and such," or I know it's taboo because you people expect you to be even across the board. I'm a fan, bro, doing a fan channel, right? I'm a fan doing a fans channel, right? And salute to the others that are doing it. We Talk Mavs TV. We Talk Mavs. We Talk Hawks TV. Eat Sleep Sixers. Everybody that's in our crew. Shout out to Eat Sleep Sixers and We Talk Hawks TV and We Talk Mavs. My thing is, the OG thing is important to me because he is the player that I felt like we had been looking for a very long time. So he's the player that we've been looking for a very long time. And now that we have him, we see that player that we have been looking for a very long time actually impacts winning with the Knicks. And it seems as if he wants to be here. And generally, as a Knicks fan, all 3 or 4 of those things don't line up at once. You know, wants to be here. We acquired him. Impacts winning, is an unselfish player. Generally, all those things don't line up at once, right? But now things with this one player, OG Anunoby, things seem to line up. So I'm in the mindset that I don't want to see this thing play out. I don't want to see this thing. I don't want to see us in a bidding war over OG Anunoby for 6, 7, 8, 9 days. Right? I don't want OG Anunoby to be the top free agent this summer for everybody's team. I want OG Anunoby to go in there and sign the paperwork and go back to practice. That's me. Right? Now, I know you guys have other feelings, and I respect the fact that you guys have other feelings. Cowboy Bob, you have a feeling on that?
On OG?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm impressed that they made a trade for him mid-season. I'm impressed we got the results out of him. And I'm impressed of how impressive and how well he fits here. What I think, actually, based off addition and the improvements that they have, I honestly think that the Knicks already have a deal and an offer in their head, and they're just waiting for OG to come back with the results so they can talk about it. I think because of what he's already shown and what they contribute, everyone already knows how it is. It's like I think now the Knicks are going to be moving more in silence. I think they're going to go after OG. That's why I said I think he may not get the 40. He may get like a 35 and maybe an extra year. Something like that, or maybe more guaranteed. But I think they already got an offer, and they're just waiting to see how he is when he comes back from health before he signs anything. See how he feels.
Right. No doubt.
Because I'm gonna be honest, this year the Knicks showed me we're cutting fat. You either with us or you out. We're gonna give you an offer. We ain't gonna play this back and forth game. We need to know because if OG ain't there, we all know we ain't starting Josh Hart at small forward. We all know that. So we're gonna need to get a wing, and then everyone's gonna say, "Oh, let's go after Bridges," and then you start going. Then that's a whole other area we got to get into. But first things first, we already know what we're gonna get from OG. We already know what he's going to contribute, and to have Josh Hart back him up, that's actually a good thing because what he's going to give us defensively and offensively is going to help us out on both ends.
Okay.
And Josh Hart could just focus. I mean, sorry, I was rambling, but yeah, I think the Knicks actually have a contract, at least two offers. Like one, okay, this is what we think, and this is where your potential to be is, and you pick one.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's definitely a delicate free agent. I mean, when you have a valued player entering free agency, it's always a delicate situation,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or a lot of times it's a delicate situation. And you guys understand that, right? The R&B sensation DSJ understands that. Like when you have valuable talent and it comes time to talk money, right? It's always a delicate situation because you want to give fair market value. The entity may want a significant pay raise. You know what I'm saying? So there's always that situation of what's fair to pay, or what's fair to agree to on both sides.
Mm-hmm. And then you don't want to lock yourself into something to where it affects long term. Like we like OG, but are we going to give OG a 6-year contract? Are we going to give him a 5-year contract? Like how long are we going to go into him investing wise? Because if we get him, for the most part, the way the contract is set up, I think it'll be like 40 over the next like 4 years guaranteed, maybe a 5th year.
Okay.
That to me is kind of high because of the injuries that he's had. But if I see him at 35, 37, I'll sign him. I'll give him the 35 and I just give him the guaranteed money of like 60. And like at least 2.5 years, 3 years with us, and then a player option at the end. That way he can go out and get another contract and it'll help him out. So, like I said, the Knicks, I think they got something like that in the works too, to where, hey, we're gonna take care of you these 2-3 years. Plus, we got good doctors in New York. He's gonna be patched up right. We got good support, so we'll be all right with that with the injuries as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
But that's what I think is gonna happen. Good 3-4 year contract.
Okay. Interesting. I'm thinking that OG Anunoby is gonna get the bag. Data supports OG Anunoby getting the bag. As a matter of fact, data would suggest that OG Anunoby is just as important as a Knick as Jalen Brunson. That's what data says. Data says when OG Anunoby suits up for the Knicks, they win 82% of the time. Can you say the same thing about Jalen Brunson or Julius Randle or Isaiah Hartenstein? Right. That's what data says. Now at the same time, that data also you have to take into account that when OG Anunoby was on the floor, the combination of Brunson, Randle, and OG wins about 82% of the time. So the data in my mind is suggesting that OG Anunoby is the missing piece. Not Paul George, not Pascal Siakam, not Donovan Mitchell, who I love, by the way. Y'all know I love Donovan Mitchell. But if we just go by data, data suggests that this Knicks team with Randall, Brunson, Hart, and others, that OG Anunoby is the missing piece. Now, here's my question to you, Bob, Cowboy Bob. If you know that to be true, do you risk anything in negotiation? Do you think do you consider not paying that man 4 years, 160, and maybe trying to go out and find another guy to fill OG Anunoby's role?
The way you put it that way, that was really really good. I didn't even look at it that way. But for me, the negative about it was that it's a half a season. I haven't seen it as long as I've seen Randall or Brunson. I have more data on them, and I know that the way that those two guys individually progressed made us better. I really haven't seen OG progress throughout a full season. So for me, I'd be hesitant with that. 4 years, 160.
4 years, 160.
No, I'm thinking about it. Like for me, I'll do 4 years, 1 year player option, and do like 180. If based off of what you said and how you put it, and the way to think about winning a
So
championship,
you
is
do
now,
45. You do 45 mil a year.
and then I do out of that 180, I'll just make it 140 guaranteed.
Okay.
So then that way, like I said, he's still young. He would have trade value on the back end of his contract because we give him 3-4 years to develop, 1 year to actually heal, 3 years to play with us. And then if it doesn't work out, we got trade value for him. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, like I'm expecting OG not to stay, but we got to think of that too as well if we're going to be making moves.
It's interesting.
Look, I'm a type of manager and I'm a type of person that's like, I want 2-3 years out of you, but then on the back end, if you do really well and I can't afford to keep you around, go get your money. I don't want to hold you back. Go get that bag. Go learn. Go win the championship because that's all it is about for me. But if people see that I give you that option, now more players are going to be like, yo, I had 1 year to, if I've dealt with injuries, I had 2 years of success. They gave me a better contract. They might even want to stay around longer. Or it'll
So
give me
OG Anunoby right now is 26 years old.
Yeah, see, 4 years of that's 30.
Yeah, so he'll be 27 August 17th.
He's
I mean,
born
I'm
on my
sorry.
birthday.
I'm sorry, July 17th. July 17th.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. That's my birthday, man.
Yeah,
My
July
heart. I'm about to be like,
17th.
okay, OG, you stay in the Knicks. You want 200? I'm gonna give you 200.
Yeah.
I'm
So
about to be like,
yeah. So I would take it. I would look at I would look at it like I'm giving OG Anunoby 5 years, $200 million if he'll take it. If he'll take 5 years, $200 million. That's what I'm offering. That's still $40 million a year, but that's every dollar of it is guaranteed. No team option, no player option. And what happens in the first 2 years of it, it'll look expensive. The third year, it'll look league average, but the last 2 years of it will look like a bargain, right? So it'll be like 3 years of premium payment, and the last 2 years of it will look like a trade chip bargain, right? And so my stance on it is do it that way. That way there's no conversation. You sure the first 2 years of 40 million, you're like, okay, that's a lot of money. That third year, you're like, that's about right for a guy. But those last 2 years of it, you're like, it's a steal, right? Because in those last 2 years, right? In those last 2 years, And here's the thing too, Cowboy Bob. Here's the thing that'll make it sweet, right? I'm gonna ask him to pick up his player option this year for 19, basically for 20 million, and then I'm offering him 200 million as I extend him, so I get 6 years of OG Anunoby, right? Right. So I get 6 years of OG Anunoby, and what that does is now when you say 6 years 219, 6 years 220, all of a sudden the numbers look different, right?
And he's still 32 years old.
And he'd be 32 years old,
Still
right?
got value.
Right. And then think about this: in that um 2029 year and that 2030 year, $40 million will be peanuts. Now, am I out thinking this thing? Does OG Anunoby want to be locked in with the Knicks for that long? I'm not sure. But it's something about Leon Rose and these guys that he'll talk to them. They'll be okay with the 4 years. Dante DiVincenzo signed for 4 years. Randall signed for 4 years. Josh Hart signed for 4 years. Jalen Brunson signed for 4 years. And if you're talking about a premium player trying to put a core together, why not lock OG Anunoby up with a 4-year deal? Do the extension this year for 20 mil for 19.9, and then offer him the 5 years, 200 million on the other side of that. Do you like OG Anunoby that much? I do.
That's actually smart because, yeah, like you said, you get 6 years of him, and it guarantees you that he's willing to stay and he's not going anywhere. As you go down, when it comes time to pay Brunson or when it comes time to renew with Randall, you got extra money because, like you said, the first 2 years is going to be difficult. But you really look at it and not really. Because the third year, fourth year, that's when you get deep into Dante's contract. That's when you get into Josh Hart's contract. That's like the meat. That's like when everybody's at their prime, basically, because they had enough time to know what they're doing. That's actually perfect because you basically solidified your 3 guys. Because we already know it's going to be Brunson. We have OG, and then you got Randall. And then if it doesn't work out with either one of them, it'll be a lot easier to move the other 2, one of the other 2. I like it. I like it better than my thing because at least with my player option, he'll only be here for 30 till he's what? Yeah, till he's 30, and then he's out by 31. You get 2 more years of him. So, yeah, that's a better deal.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with his winning percentage or, like, how they are, like, how he is as a player or anything like that. The fact that he just came in and contributed on site without needing any kind of guidance, any kind of thing, that to me is why I'm really just going to be like, you know what, I'll give him the 6 years. Because he already just came in and clicked just like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
220 though? Because
Yeah.
then that means you're going to have to be paying Brunson around like 350. Yeah. No, that'll be more like Randall. Randall get like 300.
So what? Pay him.
And then Brunson will get like 425. Yeah, so what? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Once everybody heals up and they see the effectiveness of how these guys are, with OG, with Randall, with Brunson, it's going to change a lot of people's minds.
I'm gonna chat. I'm gonna ask y'all this for those that don't think OG Anunoby is worth $40 million. I'm gonna ask you a simple question, right? I'm gonna ask you this. In the 2025-2026 season, when that contract kicks in, right? I'm asking you, is OG Anunoby 80% of the player Trae Young is?
What do you mean?
Is OG Anunoby 80% of the player Trae Young is? What player is better in your mind? This This is for the chat. This is for the chat.
Okay.
Chat. What player is better, OG Anunoby or Trae Young? Here's one. What player is better, OG Anunoby or Zach LaVine? OG Anunoby or Fred VanVleet? OG Anunoby or Jimmy Butler? OG Anunoby or Damian Lillard? Right? OG Anunoby or Kawhi Leonard? OG Anunoby or Bradley Beal? OG Anunoby or Joel Embiid? So if OG Anunoby is comparable in any of those situations, right? If OG Anunoby is comparable in any of those situations, some of those guys that I mentioned would be making more. They'd be making $8 to $13 million more than OG Anunoby at $40 million. Those players that I mentioned are making 45, 48, 53 million when OG Anunoby's extension kicks in. And we're asking OG to take 40.
And those players also are getting older too. Like Kawhi, he's not the same player. A lot of those players aren't the same. And plus OG, you still getting him in his late 20s.
And here's the caveat to it. Joel Embiid will be 32. Bradley Beal will be 34. Kawhi Leonard would be 36. Giannis will be 33. Dame will be 36. Jimmy Butler will be 38. Rudy Gobert will be 34.
What about Cat?
I don't know. Karl Anthony Towns is not on this list.
Oh, okay.
That I have. Cat's not on this list that I have. So, but yet Devin Booker will be 29. Oh yeah, Cat's on the list. Cat will be 31. Drew Holiday will be 36.
He'd be 28 years old, OG.
Yeah. And to say that a 28-year-old OG Anunoby is not worth $40 million, I think we're bugging.
And here's the catch. We do need a younger player, right? OG can be it. 6 years, that's a young player. He's already won the championship. He's already developed. He's already built. We could just use him. Why not pay him the 40 mil?
Right.
And he doesn't have to be a superstar. He could just do what he needs to do. I don't understand that. You get the youngest player at the cheapest contract long term for 5 to 6 years. That's a steal.
So let me just point out. Let me point out just a couple of things in the chat, just real quick, Cowboy Bob. All right. So Kev Guapo says if OG can develop a handle, he'll be worth 40 million. I'm saying he's worth 40 million without a handle. I'm saying he's worth 40 million. He's worth 40 million without offense, period. Do you not see the Knicks record with OG Anunoby? And Ivory 10 says we need a healthy player. Cowboy Bob, this is the conversation that I've been saying forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
If OG Anunoby only plays 60 games, and in that stretch of 60 games, we go 45-15. Did OG Anunoby not do his job?
Yeah.
Because if the rest of the team and the rest of those 22 games, if you can't go 11-11 in those other 22 games, that's Brunson and Randall's fault.
And
that's the coach's fault.
And Josh Hart should already know because he did it this season already. So he already should know his role playing those 22 games. What he needs to do. So we should be 11-11. And that makes our team even better because his productivity is giving us winnings.
Yeah,
at a cheaper rate.
You've seen it. When OG Anunoby plays, we win. And
another thing, what most people wouldn't even realize, before the injuries started to pile up towards the end of the playoffs, he was doing more offensively off of creating from defense. Him, he's running down, getting steals, getting blocks, creating shots, getting that extra pass to make sure people got the open three as opposed to taking it. Even his 3 point stepped up. So for us to sit here and say he needs a handle or he needs that, he can actually find other ways of scoring. How many fast break points when he finishes we're gonna enjoy? He
bro.
could get about 6 of them,
Yeah,
and that's 12 points.
I'm here to tell you, bro. I'm here to tell you that I think um um resigning. I'm okay with OG Anunoby playing 60 games, bro. I'm not
Right.
gonna lie to you. And the reason being is because in those 60 games, I know we're guaranteed to be 45 and 15.
Man.
Right? And just with OG on the roster, this is a 56 win team just by OG having a jersey. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. I'm
And
not
the
making this stuff up. You know, last summer I speculated. I was like, this is a 60 win team if everything go right. This year, y'all have proof.
I was also going to say OG's defense, the way he's able to shut down one side of the court, will help us when Randall helps out on the weak side. Because now you got Randall who can actually play good defense with the center rotating, and OG can lock down the other side. Sort of like the Revis Island and Cromartie scenario, where
Yeah.
you have OG being Revis Island, and then you have Randall being Antonio Cromartie. So you can set it up that way to where now our defense is helping us with rebounding and scoring, and we're definitely good. And he's not gonna do anything negative to affect us. Why not go for it? He'll be the youngest paid player. Like we've been talking about how the Knicks need a younger player with the value he's gonna create. He's getting underpaid. Hell, we're underpaying Brunson now. So for his 60 games to give us that he rushed for 22 games and then when playoff times come, that's even that yeah, that's a
Yeah.
no-brainer.
Yeah. I and the only thing the thing too, I'm gonna point out this thing too for everybody. And the rich folks will get it. Regular folks like myself, we probably won't get it. Right? But Ferraris are built for racing. Lamborghinis are built for racing. That's what they're built for. And I know the rich people will get it. Regular Joes like myself, even when I said it, I didn't really get it. But Ferraris are built for racing, right? Now, when you start strapping sofas to the top of your Ferrari and you're in traffic, dropping kids off at school in your Ferrari, you know what I'm saying? When you go into the bakery, picking up cupcakes in your Ferrari, then that Ferrari is not going to last because it's not built for that, right? The only reason why OG Anunoby, in my opinion, got hurt is when other people started going down and you started extending his minutes and he had to start picking up other different roles and all that stuff. You saw OG Anunoby get hurt. If OG Anunoby stays in his role, just does what he does, don't play him all these 50,000 minutes. And I know we couldn't help it because we had injuries. It's an unfortunate part of it. But we can't play the injury game with OG Anunoby and not acknowledge the fact that other guys were going down like flies also, and it extended OG's minutes, and then OG wound up getting hurt. That's what it is. It's unfortunate, but it's a part of it. Mitch went down in the series. Bogey went down in the series. Now you're extending him, and then the injury occurs. Undios is in the building. I am Big Buddy is in the building. Chop low. Salute.
I just don't get it sometimes, man. I don't get it. Like we get a sample of something and we like it so much, we either go to it too much and destroy it or just try to fix it up and then destroy it even more. Like I don't understand why you don't most people don't see that the OG Randall and the Brunson thing can work. Like I don't if you look at injuries, you're like, oh, if he's injured, it's a part of the game one and two. We have some of the best doctors in New York. and some of the best therapists and some of the best training facilities to help him get back on his feet. And if you notice, we're only asking him to play a certain amount of games. Like it's okay for it's okay for Kawhi to do a half a season and nobody got a problem with it because it's Kawhi. But when we try to ask OG to not pay 20, oh, he's too young to be like that. Nah, if that's what's needed of him, Tibbs will make the right adjustment and everything will fit into its place. But then again, the thing is what I don't understand is the only problem everyone seems to be saying is how OG has injury problems. Like you said, if you notice how everything he's done, been through the periods, been
Yeah,
through the times he stepped up. And for me, I don't think he's gonna have a problem the way we need him 60 games. I think later on, the beginning of the season, he may miss 5 or 10, but he'll be there for probably 70 games the next season
yeah,
because he wants to be here. It's just 1 year we're asking him to do it. Because later on, like I said, he'll get better. And then you think about it, year 3 or year 2 here, he's fully healthy. Now you're getting 80 games of OG at 40 mil. What are you saying? You got to look at the long-term effects. That's what I was thinking. Especially when you said Ferraris aren't built to be dropping kids off and stuff like that. You got to look at the long terms. Like maybe look at a Range Rover, look at a Toyota Raptor or something. With a 40-gallon tank.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the thing is, and thank you for that too, Sherwin. Sherwin says, please name one All NBA defensive player, All NBA wing player. I would say defensive player on the wing that plays 80, 75, 80 games. They can't because of the pounding they're put through. But Cowboy Bob, you noticed in the Indiana series, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were up 2-0 without Bogey, right?
Yep.
And Mitch went down, right? Mitch went down. We still had a chance in that Indiana series, right?
Yep.
But when OG went down, and we were fighting an uphill battle. Jay Boogie is in the building. Salute.
Salute J Boog.
Jay Boogie says, Philly bluffing. They just trying to raise our cap. They know we're gonna to get another superstar. OG has never felt this type of fan love. Salute, salute, salute. There's 3 capital S's. Yeah. What I'm saying is the thing with OG Anunoby is not necessarily go out and find OG replacements. We don't want to do that. That doesn't make sense. What does make sense is you seen this team with Brunson, Randall, OG, Hart, Dante, Deuce, Mitch, Hartenstein. This team is unbeatable when all of them are together. The thing is, you have to make sure that all of them return and are together. Because here's the thing, as great as they looked last year, they didn't even have a training camp together.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even have time to gel. Right? As great as January was, can you imagine what February and March would have looked like if those guys would have stayed healthy? These are the type of things I want to talk to you guys about. As Knicks fans, people are going to listen. As Knicks fans, people are going to tell y'all all kind of nonsense, right? You're going to hear it. You're going to hear all kind of nonsense all summer from people that don't know basketball or they don't have vision, right? Either they don't know basketball, never played. They never played basketball at a high school in Queens, or never played basketball at a high school in Brooklyn or the Bronx. Never played basketball in a high school, very competitive high school in Jersey City or Newark, New Jersey. And they'll tell you stuff like, man, I'm not paying OG Anunoby that money because he don't stay healthy. What it is if you've never been on the court, you don't know what the experience is like. You don't know what it's like for Jalen Brunson to know that he can be an all-out scoring machine because OG Anunoby is on the floor to make up for defense. Brunson can conserve a little bit of defensive energy so that he could put that energy into offense and be weapon X. We're saying I'm not paying OG that money because $40 million is a lot of money. Sure, Trae Young make that money right now. Sure, Karl Anthony Towns makes more than that right now. $40 million, I'm not paying him that. Sure, Fred VanVleet is making that money right now. Is OG Anunoby better than Fred VanVleet? I'm just asking.
It's also crazy that he fits perfect in New York. Like the way he's able to just come in and just fit and be a part of it. You guys been asking for a young player. There you go. You guys want to look at a young leader. He's a young leader. Not all people can go out and, like you said, think about it. You got Brunson being weapon X. You got Randall being another option. They can't double team both of them.
Right.
So somebody gonna have to pick up, and then when that happens, now what? The defensive end, when we're getting into transition, it's gonna be hard for them to stop us.
Right. Let me.
With rebounding too.
Oh, with everything with OG, everything is better with OG Anunoby on the floor. Right.
You can have him as a rotating defender to help out if Randall gets beat, to where the center, if it's Mitchell or whoever, can still stay in position to grab a rebound.
OG Anunoby is his own defensive system.
That's what I'm saying.
OG Anunoby is the Matrix.
Yep.
OG Anunoby's nickname should be Neo. Right? It should be Neo. Right?
I was gonna say we all been lied to. The moon doesn't circulate around us. I mean around Earth. OG circulates around has his own orbit. That's what OG is. Like he's that guy that circles around the Earth. We don't circle around the moon doesn't circle around us. We circle around it.
Right. And here's the thing, Cowboy Bob. I'm gonna ask you, right? This is rhetorical. You can answer if you feel like it, right? Just if you feel like it, right? Is Bradley Beal, would you trade OG Anunoby and Josh Hart for Bradley Beal today?
I'm going to say no for two reasons. I don't believe in 2-for-1s, especially when you're giving up a starter and a backup for one player in Bradley Beal, who to me, the only plus he has, the second thing is, I don't like 2-for-1s. The second thing is what does Bradley Beal bring to the table that those two guys do? They both give you rebounding, they will give you defense, and they'll also give you multiple options as far as being big, low. You can have one at the power forward if you want to run small, one at the small forward. You have multiple options to use those two guys to where it helps the team. To where Bradley Beal, if he's not getting his shot off, is his defense there? Is he going to be able to rebound? Is he going to contribute to where we win as a team?
Bob, is Bradley Beal a better player than OG Anunoby?
No.
So why would we trade OG Anunoby and Josh Hart for Bradley Beal? We just wouldn't, right?
No.
But that's what the money says. The money says that Bradley Beal's contract is worth an OG Anunoby and a Josh Hart. Right?
That's funny.
Bradley, when that contract extension for OG kicks in, if he extends this year and then extends after that, right? Bradley Beal will make $57 million a year. And we're talking about OG Anunoby at 40.
And Bradley Beal didn't play last year too, right?
Yeah, he played last year.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought this was his
They got swept in the first round of the playoffs.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah. The point that I'm getting at is Knicks fans, just to keep it a stack with you. I'm not being disrespectful to anyone, right? When I say this, but you can't shop on Fulton Street and expect the stuff that you get from these luxury houses, right? Right? No disrespect, no disrespect, right? But we can't shop at Dapper Dan and think we gonna walk the Gucci runway with it. It just don't happen like that. Shout out to Bodega Wi-Fi. Kev Middleton is in the building. Bro, Dapper Dan used to make the dopest fabrics, bro. Dapper Dan used to make you look like a star, right? But you ain't get rid of wear Dapper Dan down the Louis Vuitton runway. It just don't happen like that.
Or Barney's in Jersey.
Yeah. No,
and that's another thing most people don't even realize. Like most of those places, like Barney's in them, there's only selection of very few states and very few places that actually sell like that. So for you to go there and get actually top quality stuff, you're not really getting like the brand new merch. It's the name and everything. It's cheaper. Like I forgot what it was called in Woodbury Commons. Like you go to Woodbury Commons, you be getting stuff cheaper.
Woodbridge Commons?
Woodbury, Woodbury, upstate New York.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about Jersey. I thought you said Jersey.
No,
okay.
I did say Jersey too, but I'm just saying like Barney's and places like that have like those sales, like Coaches and all of that. You go there, it's mostly out of season, and yeah, it's the proper company and it looks good. But if you're gonna buy something, make sure you get something that's current and actually accurate. Like for me, it's like buying a BMW or a Rolls Royce. I just found out that a BMW 750 is the same parts that are put in a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
So why should we as Knicks fans go out and buy the Rolls Royce because of the name, because it looks good, when we can get the same product from a 750 and be just as good and have more money left over for other things?
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I always wanted a BMW 750, but every time I test drove it, that like for tall people will know. Tall people understand my plight. If you over 6 foot tall, you'll understand. Like when you get into the BMW 750, like your shins, like the dashboard comes down so low that your shins be rubbing up against the, you know what I'm saying? Where you put your legs under the, and I don't like that, man. I don't like that. That's why I like the BMW SUV, the big
X7,
BMW SUV. Yeah,
the X7. I love the X5, but when I got into the X7 and I saw how awesome it was, and it had the airbags. Like the first model came out when I was in, I think it was 2019. That thing was floating on airbags. It was on self-drive mode already. I was like, yo. But for me, it's the X5 or the X7. I always like those models because of the leg rooms. I agree with you.
Yeah. No,
but that's why I say we should just stick with OG, because think about it. You can get a model 750, get it modified to your leg space, and actually have a garage to park your car for protection, as opposed to just having the Bentley and then got to pay more money for insurance down the road.
Right. No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. The X7 is nice, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I love that.
Yeah.
I must be famous today.
And Sherwin says, I bought the Audi A8 instead of the BMW. Yo, I like the Audi A. I test drove the Audi A8. The only thing I didn't like is in the third row, the roof slants back at an angle where the third row is kind of a little bit crouched back there. That's why I was gonna buy the Audi A8. I was gonna buy the Audi A8 because I like the interior, but that third row was not really built for tall people. You know what I'm saying? So we got the GL4. Yeah, we bought a GL450 instead. That was my dream car, Cowboy Bob. I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw it, I used to drive raggedy cars, and I got like a promotion, step up, and it was one of the first things I bought. So I had that and the Ford. I had that and the Ford F-150 crew cab. Those are the two joints that I love, man.
I love the Neverland Ranch F-150. Like that one.
I never saw it. But then again, everybody listen, I live down south in the country. So I live in a small town, little small area. So I live in northern South Carolina, where you can drive big cars and all that stuff and not have to worry about parking and all that day-to-day stuff. If I was in a city, I would never drive anything that big. I'd definitely get me a little whip, right? Like a Honda Accord or something, to get it to shoot around the city. And so, but down here. But anyways, on the OG Anunoby on the OG Anunoby topic, bro. If you value OG, then why are you trying to pay him undervalue? Why are you trying to show him that you don't value him?
Exactly. I agree with you. If you give him 40 with 5 years, nobody can say the lesser because it gives him everything. It doesn't matter what anybody says. You give him what he wants. He's gonna be productive. And here's the thing: he's gonna give you probably 11 shots. He's gonna get on his own. He's not gonna ask for the ball that often, but he's gonna give you defense. He's gonna give you rebound, and he's gonna give you what you need when Brunson's coming down and he's wide open for a dunk. You guys like the high flying guy. Well, he can be our defender that does that as well.
Yeah, and a lot of says you think you can fit in a Honda Accord. Yeah, I owned a Honda Accord. I just sold it. Mo, when did we sell Penny? We sold Penny last year. I had a Honda.
Year?
Yeah, I had a Honda Accord. I loved it.
I had a 2000.
Yeah, I had a 99. So we probably had the same car basically.
Yep. It was the LX. Everybody used to make fun of me. They'd be like, "Oh, you had the LX. You think you special with your Honda Accord 4-door LX? You think you special because it's the only 4-door out of all our Accords." I was like, "Shut up," because back in the day, Accords used to have 2 doors. Like most people don't remember.
Yeah. And Kev Middleton says, "Who's better, Jalen McDaniels or OG?" It's OG Anunoby, no doubt. It's not even close in my mind. Right, in my mind, it's not even close. I think that man is so much better than what we realize. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Salute.
Mm-hmm.
Salute.
I'll take OG, man.
Of course, yeah. You got to take OG, bro.
Because if you guys really look at it this way, why not give it another shot? Why not, let's run it back? Because of the fact is, like, this is basically like, I don't know if you guys ever been in a casino, but when you play blackjack and they're like, oh, you can split. You got 2 aces. You going to split or you just going to play it? Come on, man. You're going to split that because you already know one of those hands is going to give you success. So if you run it back for 2 more years, oof, that's dangerous. I think the league will be put on notice. I think that's why Knicks fans are scared to actually see something positive happen with the right move with the right player. Because we're so used to seeing a player get hurt and then that's it, like Larry Johnson, or we always get the players in their later years. But OG, like we just said, he'll be 2 years in, 26 years, 28 years old. Like, what are we talking about? He's going to be 27 in July. Like, we don't have RJ, we have McBride, and we have Sims. Those are the only 2 young guys. I think OG backing him up at his age can give us the place we need to move forward as far as being in leadership in the locker room. He doesn't do anything negative. He's positive. Everyone feeds off of him. Even Dante and some of the other players are like, yo, when I'm in my bad stinks, OG's the one that comes over and whispers to me. He's doing stuff that we want from our players.
Okay.
And all he's asking for is $40 million, and you're saying that's too much?
That's too much? Yeah.
He's giving you more than his value already. I'm giving him that.
And to me, the standard is so. Fritz Alcindor says, "Y'all crazy if you think they traded big assets to let OG walk." Yeah, man. Nah, that man ain't walking. Nah, they're gonna give that money. They're gonna give that man the bag.
Man, that's crazy. And here's the thing: you get 2 more years. I think Randall will be 30. He's 29 now, right? Randall, or is he 28?
29.
Come on, man. You're going to get prime Randall 29, 30 with a 27. Come on, man. With a young 27-year-old OG this season.
So you got a 29. So Randall will turn 30 in November. OG will turn 27 in July, which is like in 6 weeks or so. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
But they would have had a season. They would have had an off season together. They would have trained together. And plus, the way OG is and the way Randall is, to me, I mean, don't get me wrong. Randall does get emotional and Sometimes he's like a side duck where he just goes crazy and just starts blowing up stuff. But
You know what? So let's speak to that point real quick
okay.
before we get back to OG Anunoby, right? My belief is that Julius Randle wants to smoke. Right? That's my belief. And I know we're in this era of you can't really show that that bulldog energy, right? Randall can't show that bulldog energy. Any player that show that bulldog energy, like, you're all of a sudden you're public enemy number one in the NBA, right? Because the NBA wants you to be in flex energy. Like when dudes like Cowboy Bob, like when Giannis dunk on you and he start walking towards you flexing, but he be walking in a different direction. He'd be like, "Yeah, you better not never." And in my mind, I'm like, "Yo,
I'm gonna dunk on you on the next play. You think we playing?"
In my mind, I'm like, Giannis, I will punch you in your fucking throat if you come at me like that again. That's me. Now, don't flex on. I'm sorry for the language, y'all. That's me. You had a great play, all of that stuff, but don't come at me flexing, bro. Don't do that. Don't disrespect me in that type of way. Right? You got me, bro. Ain't that enough?
Yeah.
I'm already on the poster. You gonna walk towards me flexing, talking trash and all that stuff too, and act like trying to be what's the word they call it? Passive aggressive towards me.
Yeah.
The NBA does that a lot. I saw Jason Tatum dunk on somebody and start doing them passive aggressive. Oh, I told you Hey man, Jason Tatum, I know in your soul you soft. Right? And you coming over here playing. The thing about Randall don't do that. There is no flex line for Randall. Like if Randall dunk on you, he gonna try to go the other way and keep playing. He got you. But don't be hacking him up at the rim. Don't start fouling him on there. Because when you start going out your way to be kind of weird, Randall will go there with you. Right? Like Draymond Green going to the rim, you foul Draymond, you like, I can't let you have them free throws, and you knock Draymond to the floor. You already know at some point in the next 5 minutes, one of your players is going to the floor. Right? And I think as NBA fans, I think we're getting accustomed to John Morant dunking on somebody flexing. Oh, I talk guy about soul. John, listen, John, we know you're not really that type of guy, bro. We know you're not really that type of guy. Right? Is it like for instance, when Zion dunk on somebody, you see Zion like flex all in somebody's face? Nah. Because Zion is 6'7", 300 pounds. Right? He don't need to flex on you. Right? 6'7", 300 pounds, athletic, quicker, faster, stronger than you. You don't need to do that. Right? But the reason why I bring up Randall, the Randall point is this. As NBA fans and now as Knicks fans, we're accustomed to everybody flexing on each other. Like ain't nobody gonna do nothing. They bumping. Yeah, man. Boy, you better say I'll do. You ain't gonna do nothing. NBA fans already know you ain't gonna do nothing. All that huffing and puffing, all that airing your chest, ain't none of y'all gonna swing on nobody. Right? The only dude in the last 5 years that I know will swing on somebody and punch them in the face is Karl-Anthony Towns. And that's the dude that everybody calls soft. Right? Everybody's calling Karl-Anthony Towns soft, but he's the only player in the NBA that I know for a fact will swing on somebody and punch him in their face. You know how I know? I saw him do it on multiple occasions. Right? Joel Embiid is a tough guy. Oh, man, I'm so tough. As a matter of fact, Joel Embiid is the recipient of one of those haymakers that Karl-Anthony Towns threw right in the face. And the thing about Randall, and not to get y'all stirred up in all of that stuff, right? Not to get y'all stirred up in all of that stuff, right? But my point is, the point that I'm making is when we speak about Randall and we talk about that emotional imbalance, the dude he plays on edge. He plays on edge, and when you push him over the edge, ain't no coming back. Randall legit plays with a chip on his shoulder, right? And then when you try to knock that chip off his shoulder, he trying to knock out everybody in your franchise.
That you stole exactly what I was going to get into and why I think OG and him working together would actually improve. Because that chip on his shoulder, OG will start to play a little bit more that way as well, where he's like, yo, I could do more on defense and help him out to where I can learn from him. Because if OG had a little bit more of a chip on the shoulder where he's aggressive, doing what he was doing in the playoffs before he got hurt with Indiana, like especially when he was doing all those transitions and the fast breaks, we were coming back because of him. So if he's able to play with a chip on his shoulder as well with Randall, and then Brunson just being Weapon X, nobody can stop us.
Bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying. As Knicks fans, we have to embrace who Randall is as a player. We want Randall on Razor's edge.
Good.
When Randall is playing his best basketball, he's on Razor's edge.
Right? It's like he's locked in and focused. When he's like, oh, he got a chip on his shoulder, he's locked in, he's focused. His anger fuels him to play better. He gets more to the rim. He'll get more fouls. He'll start getting in people's heads to where more fouls will be called. And then the game changes. And then he takes over. And then he's in your head. Come on.
Right. That's our guy, right? That's our guy. We want him to be on Razor's edge. Right? We want Randall to be on Razor's edge. That's the best version of Randall. Now, will he have meltdowns in a game when you need him and all of that? So what? So what? Right? It's the same thing about Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson dribbling too much. It drives me crazy. Cowboy Bob, have you ever seen Jalen Brunson dribble too much? Where it's just like dribble, 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 dribble. Everybody standing around, nobody moving. Jalen Brunson take a jump shot over 2 7-footers. And you're like, oh my God, what kind of great shot. He made it.
The whole playoffs.
Yeah, the entire playoffs, that's what it was. Dribble, 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 dribble. And you like, bro, pass the ball, dribble, 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 dribble. And then he'll take a shot over Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner and make it, splash it. And we were like, man, what are you? Oh, great shot, Brunson. It's part of the thing you got to live with.
And here's the thing. If he misses, you got Randall cutting to the basket, probably going to dunk on somebody or OG. Because you've seen OG done it. Hell, you even see Dante do it. So even if you see him dribble, and then he messes up, one of those 2 or 3 guys will be there to clean it up. Because that's how they work. And Randall being the guy to control all of that with OG, that takes a lot of pressure off of each other, and they feed each other. Like, if you look, to be honest, look at Minnesota, perfect example. Cat and Gobert. They're both defensive monsters because both of them on the court help each other out.
Yeah. No doubt, bro. To be honest,
nobody getting in that paint too. Nobody getting in that paint. Y'all forget how big is Randall? Like 240, 250? Like
Randall ain't how big is Randall?
Yeah, like isn't he like 240?
Like 250, maybe bigger. but Randall is got like the LeBron build, like 6'8", 250, 6'9", 6'9", 250, but he don't look like he 250.
Yep.
Right. Randall is every bit of 250, y'all. Randall is more stacked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say this is gonna sound crazy, but I think Randall is bigger than Anthony Mason. I think Randall might be bigger than Charles Oakley, y'all.
Damn.
I think Julius Randle right now at 6'8" or 6'9", 250, he looks bigger than Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason, but at the same time, maybe not. He just looks skinnier.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks thinner than them. Like he don't have super thin legs, but he's just like rocked completely up. Like Randall is rocked up for real. Right? Like when you look at RJ Barrett or somebody that's like 6'6", 220, 225. I think RJ might be like 220, 225, something like that. RJ don't look rocked up. When you look at Randall at 6'9", 260. Yeah.
But to go back to OG real quick, if you look at how RJ's development is with OG's development, who would you rather have? Like, I don't understand why you guys are so reluctant to pay him the money, because OG, and then if you look at how Randall's going to be bullying on one side, nobody's going to be able to control the paint. I mean, nobody's going to be able to get into the paint because you can't just push him around.
Right.
It's going to be way, and our perimeter defense, the two guys that we have down there in OG and Randall, and then let's say if we keep Mitch or Harden's side, that right there, we're going to have a hard interior presence to where people have to shoot the long ball and rely on it, which is going to make our perimeter defense even better. So why would you break that down for something else that's just only works with offense? That's why I said Bradley Beal, to me, he's only going to give you offense. And if his shot is off, he can't contribute nothing else to you. But you know what, OG, you're going to get more.
Okay. Okay.
Salute, Mr. Cox. Good morning.
Yeah, and so the reason why I wanted to speak to the Randall being that guy is because every team that for instance, I'll give an example. Hey, Wacko. So I want to speak to my Brooklyn people. If you from Brooklyn, stand up. Where my Brooklyn people at? Brooklyn in the building, stand up. If you from Brooklyn, if you from Flatbush, if you from Bushwick, right? If you from East New York, if you from Bedford Stuyvesant, stand up. Right? Think about this. My Brooklyn people, y'all don't finesse. Y'all don't have that finesse, right? Y'all not finessing like that. Like Queens is smooth. The Queens dudes is smooth. The Harlem dudes is smooth. The dudes out on the island, they smooth. The Jersey City, the New Jersey cats, they kind of rough a little bit. Thank you, boss lady. But I'm saying this to y'all, right? To all my Brooklyn people, stand up, right? When y'all saw the Indiana Pacers flexing on us being tough guys, what were y'all thinking? For all my Brooklyn, for all my people from the planet of Brooklyn, when y'all saw Tyrese Halliburton flexing, doing the tough guy stuff, what were y'all thinking? When y'all saw Miles Turner barking at Dante DiVincenzo, what were y'all thinking? And I'm not from Brooklyn, by the way. I respect Brooklyn. I'm not from there. I'm from Jersey City. I spent a lot of my time in New York in the Bronx. Right? So I have a Bronx connection. I don't have a Brooklyn connection. I respect Brooklyn. No, and Brooklyn should respect themselves. Right? But for all my people from the planet of Brooklyn, when y'all saw Tyrese Halliburton yapping at Deuce McBride, talking about Deuce, you too small, what were y'all thinking? When y'all saw Miles Turner yapping at Dante DiVincenzo, what were y'all thinking?
Yep.
And Cowboy Bob, what I was thinking in that moment, Cowboy Bob, is this Indiana team is soft, right? And if Randall was on the floor, everybody would have been quiet.
Yep.
If Julius Randall was on the floor,
he would have went after Turner when Turner was going for those 3-pointers. He would have started being aggressive, try to get steals. He would have been all that yapping. He would have created some type of turnovers, because that's another thing people forget too. Randall used to play the perimeter off of switches, so when they would do the switches with Turner and try to leave him open, he could actually keep up with the guard and come back.
I'm not talking about the basketball part.
I'm sorry, my fault.
I'm not talking about the basketball part. I'm talking about when Indiana legit was being tough guys towards the Knicks.
Yeah, of course. Dante was the only one, but he only talked to TJ. But none of that would have been going on if Randall was there.
Fort Greene in the building. Clinton Hills, Fort Greene, East Flatbush. Shout out to Clinton Hills. Shout out to Fort Greene. Right? Miles Turner, the son of educators in the state of Texas, grew up in a moderate type background, is now thugging it in New York City. Is that what we want? Brownsville, when you saw Miles Turner, the son of educators from a reasonable background, right? Miles Turner, right? I'm not calling him soft. I'm just saying that certain people come from certain backgrounds, right? When you see Miles Turner yapping at one of the smallest Knicks on the floor, what were you thinking? Notice, he yapped at Dante DiVincenzo, but he never yapped at Hartenstein. Right? Notice Tyrese Halliburton yapped at Deuce McBride, but he never yapped at OG Anunoby.
Facts.
These are the things that I'm pointing out to everybody. Before you throw Randall under the bus about having a chip on his shoulder, for having a chip on his shoulder every day, think about how teams treat us when Randall is not on the floor.
Yep. And also the flow of the game is different. Like,
yeah. All I'm saying, and I'm talking about, and Cowboy Bob, I'm not, and the basketball stuff. A healthy Knicks team sweeps the Pacers. That's not even a completely healthy team sweeps a completely healthy Pacers team. We already know that part. What I'm talking about is people getting air in their chest. They're trying to say it with their chest because ain't nobody around to check them.
Yeah, and there wouldn't be no Game 7 too because Randall ain't having that.
Because think about this. When Mitchell Robinson played, they cried to the refs, "Oh, they too physical for us."
Mm-hmm.
They coach sat in a press conference and snitched. They too physical for us. Josh Hart pushed him down. You remember that? Anybody remember that? Is that too long ago? Is that too long ago? Where Rick Carlisle sat in a press conference with the Knicks up 2-0 and said, they're too fit, they're playing too rough. They push Halliburton down. Right? And then when our tough guys started getting hurt and leaving the series, all of a sudden Indiana is animal thugs when they in cages. For those that Queens, stand up. For if you from Queens and you know what I just said, if you from Queens, New York, and you understand what I said about they call them animal thugs when they in cages. If you know what I'm talking about, and you from Queens, if you know what I'm talking about, yo, just put in the chat. Just put the song because it's a song. If you know the song I'm talking about, right? If you know the song I'm talking about, put the song title in the chat. If y'all know what I'm talking about, right? When our guys started going down, all of a sudden Indiana the Pacers are animal thugs when they in cages.
I was gonna even say you could go further back to the 76ers game when they fouled Dante. You really think that's gonna slide? Or when they did the Mitchell Robinson, where Embiid grabbed his legs, you think that's gonna? Nah, Randall ain't letting none of that slide. Randall would be in the post against Embiid, and we would be yelling at the TV. Why is he posting up Embiid? Because he's trying to prove to Embiid he's soft.
Bro, what I'm saying, what I'm saying to you on the Randall point is I know sometimes what Randall does come across as excessive. What I'm saying to Cowboy Bob and to everybody else in the chat is without Randall, NBA teams are animal thugs when they're in cages. That's all I'm saying.
We become a
Right.
pushover.
Yeah, and y'all know what I'm talking about by that, right?
Yep.
And Richard Kenny says Randall is -27 in his playoff career. Nah, bro. Hey, Kenny, you wrong for this one, bro. You wrong. Listen, what team is around Randall in that -27? Bro, these are the things. Like, if we point out, we got to point out, like, we got to keep it a stack, bro. We got to keep it a stack. That team Randall took to the playoffs. That team Randall took to the playoffs in 2021 was a lottery team. You know how I know? Listen to the guys in the rotation. Taj Gibson, Alec Burks, Derrick Rose, Norvell Pell, Nerlens Noel, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and Elfrid Payton. Where is that team going? The fact that team won one game is a miracle. The fact that team won one game. The fact that team won one game is a miracle. The starters were Elfrid Payton, RJ Barrett, Reggie Bullock. What team starts? What playoff team? What 4 seed? Think about what 4 seed starts Elfrid Payton, RJ Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Randall, Nerlens Noel, and then off the bench, you have Alec Burks, Derrick Rose, Norvell Pell, and Taj Gibson.
And what you don't even have is you don't have another scoring option to feed off of, to where Randall had Brunson now, to where even Brunson's numbers is going to be better because Randall was there.
If Randall wasn't on that team, bro, if Randall wasn't on that team, we get Anthony Edwards in the draft.
Oof.
If Julius Randle was not on that team, we wind up with LaMelo Ball or Anthony Edwards. That's how bad that team was.
I think that's why everybody don't like Randall. They blame him for that. Because you can't tell me that having that team and what the team is now with Randall is going to be the same result. It's not.
And think about okay, so Cowboy Bob, that was only 3 years ago, right? That was 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Elfrid Payton?
I don't even think he's in the league anymore.
Where's Reggie Bullock?
Damn.
Where's Nerlens Noel? Where's Taj Gibson? Where's Norvell Pell? Where's Derrick Rose?
He's in Memphis.
Yo, he's the backup. Right? That's what Derrick Rose is right now. Right? And I'm just saying, I'm not trying to misconstrue data, because that thing about Randall is probably true, but you have to take it into context. You have to take it into context, because even when in 1985 and 86, when Michael Jordan was at the peak of his athleticism in 1985 and 86, you don't remember anybody off those 85 Bulls. You don't remember anybody off those 86 Bulls, right? You don't remember the Bulls until 87 when they got Grant and Pippen, 88 when they drafted B.J. Armstrong, Stacey King. You don't remember the Bulls until they started getting talent around Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan was just a guy, but those 85 Bulls were trash. Those 86 Bulls were trash. And so those 2021 New York Knicks with Elfrid Payton and Alec Burks and Reggie Bullock and Elfrid Payton, Taj Gibson, Norvell Pell, Nerlens Noel. Nah, bro, we got to cut that man some slack.
Mm-hmm. He didn't play in this year's playoffs. Last year, he played in a game and a half in one of the series. He didn't play in a full series. Like 3-4 years of him playing in the playoffs. I think Brunson has more years in the last. I mean, played almost the same amount of games as he did in 2 years.
Yeah, man, we got
That
to
means yeah. I think
man.
they tied.
Yeah. I honestly want to just say to the people that think we can maybe be able to live without Randall, y'all wrong. Moving on, right? So the song I was calling Indiana is Super Thugs, right? They super when our best players are off the floor, they're super thugs, right? They're animal thugs when they're in cages, right? Right. But that's the only occasion. They not that ever outside. That's the only scenario, right? Cowboy Bob, I got something I want to go through with you. I hadn't done it with anybody else. I probably do this every once in a while just to get a feel for what we should do in a draft.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that?
A little bit. I mean, I can see the full thing. I just can't read it.
Yeah, the font is small. The font is small. It won't be this small. Basically, it's the draft setup. I just want to do a short mock real quick so that people understand what players will be available. And I hadn't talked about him. I hadn't talked to Cowboy Bob about this before, but I'm gonna start it and then let it get to where we are in the draft, right? All right,
24 and 25.
Yeah, for right.
Okay.
But here's the thing: if Dallas wins the championship, the 24 pick becomes the 30 pick.
30 pick, yeah.
Yeah. If they win the championship. So
that was the 25th, right?
What?
The 25th pick becomes the 30th pick, right?
No.
If Dallas wins, I'm sorry, you said
Dallas's pick becomes 30.
Okay.
Right. Because they'll be the NBA champs. But the Knicks pick 25.
Okay.
All right, here we go, y'all.
There's like 3 people I have a bad feeling we're going to end up with.
Oh, Furphy is gone. Damn it. Klingon is gone. Dang it. Misi is gone. Dang, Khalil Ware is gone. Dang it. All right.
He's going. Kevin's going too. Kevin McCullough. That was the guy I thought we were going to get.
Nah, he's available.
He is?
Yeah, he's available.
He's a shooting guard, small forward, 4 years at Kansas. He's a senior, 6'7", 215.
Yeah.
215. He got small forward and shooting guard abilities. I liked him a lot because of his size, and he's played 4 years, and he's pretty good. Even though they got him, and he gives you 18 points, 6 rebounds, like 4 or 5 assists. That's pretty dope. I mean, I know he's a college kid, but
right.
I would take him. That's who I would take.
So Delusional Knicks fan says he's a good defender, great playmaking ability, improved shooting, high basketball IQ, solid finisher. His weaknesses: older prospect.
Right. Yep.
Shooting is still shaky. Subpar athlete.
Yeah, and they say his footwork is a bit sluggish at times, but he can learn that in the NBA how to pick it up. But he's a pretty good defender. Yep.
So what I would say to that is No. The
Okay.
older prospect thing for us, the Quentin Grimes type guy, I don't know if I want to go back down that road. The Deuce McBride type prospect, and I love Deuce, right? I love Deuce. But the older prospect, I don't know if I want to go back down that road again. We have Deuce. We have an older prospect. Jericho Sims was an older prospect, right?
Okay.
What I would suggest in this scenario is get you a super young prospect, right? If they're not 19 or 20 right now, I'm not drafting them. Anybody 21, 22 or whatever, I'm not even considering.
So
Right.
is Tyler Smith available?
Tyler Smith is on the board. Yeah.
You
Tyler
can look at him.
Smith
It's
is
his height, 6'11".
6'10". Yes, 218. He's a great three-point shooter, solid off the ball. Shot creation upside, solid rim protector, potentially versatile defender. Downside, not a great playmaker. High floor, but maybe not a ton of upside. That's what one person wrote. And then Delusional says, good shooter, decent defender, solid athlete, decent around the rim. Weaknesses, inconsistent, and poor playmaker.
He got time. He's young enough to where he can learn. Plus, at his height,
Right.
you can use him in a small forward, power forward position.
Yeah, he can be a Randall replacement type guy.
Yep. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you want to go about it? Because you could do that, or you could even go with what's the other guy? Dang it. Most people, I don't know how he is, but I heard of J.T. Toppin from New Mexico, the freshman.
Okay.
I'm not saying like the first pick we use him for. I mean, like if the 30th pick comes up, we can use that to get him. J.T. Toppin.
I want to show you a guy though, real quick. I want to show you a guy. His name is Zach Edey.
I thought he would have been gone.
Right. But he's 22. Right. So he goes against all the stuff I said. He's going to go against everything that I just said. Right. All the stuff that I just said, he's going to go against what I said. Right. But here is what Delusional said. Big, great post game, solid passer, good finisher, terrific defender, very strong. Right. Weaknesses, older, slow. Player comparisons, though, Joel Embiid. So here are the things that you like, Cowboy Bob, because you've been saying it all year. Now and the only reason why I clicked on it is because I want to put you on the spot. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
All the stuff that you have been saying all year about rim protection and rebounding. At this pick, the guy is there. He's big, great post game, solid passer, good finisher, terrific defender, very strong, and I think he's going to be a great NBA rebounder. I think he's going to be a great rebounder in the NBA. Would you consider Zach Edey in this spot?
Yeah, I didn't think he would be available.
No,
Yeah.
he's available in this mock draft, though. I just showed him to you.
No, like I said, I didn't think he would be available. But yeah, I see with Edey though, he does give me everything. But again, like I said, I would take him with the second pick, which would be I don't know.
It don't matter because you pick back to back. It don't matter who you pick first or second.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, I get him. I get him on the second. Yeah. I do that. 24 and 25. Yeah, I'll do that. I get him with the 25th pick and the 24th pick. I'll probably get someone like Tyler Smith, like we discussed. Have those two young guys. Zach Edey could come in now, and we could pick either Mitchell or Hartenstein to start off. Have Edey actually come off the bench.
So here's the thing: if you draft Tyler Smith, you know he's not going to play because you have a rotation. you have a rotation of Josh Hart, Julius Randle, and sometimes OG Anunoby at the 4.
Mm-hmm.
So if you draft Tyler Smith, you know he's not going to play.
That is true too.
Not right away, anyway.
Nah. But then you would still need the backup power forward too, though. So
For what? When you get back up, okay. Did I miss something?
No, because if Tyler Smith ain't playing now, like we said, he's a development, which is cool. Then we would have Zach Edey and who then? That's what I'm saying. Like I would look for someone else to try to back up that we can use now. Because
No, I'm asking you why you need a backup if Randall is healthy.
Yeah, that is true.
No, I'm asking you because you said it. I just want you to clarify your thought on it.
Because the thing is with me is it's not that I don't want Randall. When Randall's healthy, that's a good thing. But the thing is I don't want to come in and have to use Randall the whole time. Like I want him to be able to come in, give me 30, 35 minutes, and then in the playoffs we can use him, but not too many minutes to where we're relying on. Plus, we kind of need that space to develop players. Like right now, outside of Josh Hart in the small forward position, and maybe Dante DiVincenzo as a backup. Everybody else is pretty much we need to develop. Like if we do the Edey move, we have him at center. We could be developing him and developing the next power forward after Randall if it doesn't work with Randall. That's why I want a backup because I want to have a guy young enough to where OG being 26 can also help out with the transition with Randall at the power forward position and help them out. So we have something to build on in case Randall decides to sign somewhere else. Because we don't know what's going to happen. Randall may love us, but then he get a bigger deal somewhere else. But we're going to tell him, nah, you should stay here. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like we got to start building some way because OG can be our future, but we need to draft someone to back up Randall.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could even do the Jonathan Mobley. Nah, he won't do it. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what we're looking for. But for the most part, Zach Edey, I would take him at that spot. Because of the thing is we can get him to come in now and play early in the season, see what he's about, not have to pay both Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson to where we have to figure out the center position if they're going to be hurt or playing full time this year.
All right.
And Hartenstein's going to be $17 million.
All right. So let's do this. Let's finish up the draft, the mock draft, and then I'm gonna set the chat on fire with the conversation that's gonna follow. Right. So I'm okay. So Cowboy Bob, who is your pick at 24?
You already shot down my Kevin McCullough. So.
No, I ain't shot down nothing, bro. I'm not, bro. We having a conversation. I'm not shutting down nothing.
All right, cool. So, all right. You know what? I think I'm gonna stick with the. I like what you said. No, you said Tyler Smith 20.
So what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
You know what? I would do Kevin McCullough Jr., the guy I initially said.
Okay. All right.
Just because.
All right.
It'll be cheaper. Him and then I'll probably.
It won't, bro. It won't be cheaper, bro. Whoever you pick at this spot is gonna be the same price.
Yeah. So I'll take him then, and then take Zach Edey.
All right, so you're not making the next pick. I'm making the next pick on that one.
My fault. Go ahead.
All right, no, because I want to give you one and then I'll take one.
Okay.
That's fair, right?
Yeah, that's fair. I'll take him.
All right, so with my pick here, I'm taking Ryan Dunn. To me, it's too easy. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff, and y'all are gonna be like, what is Uncle Freezy talking about? Right. So here's my thing on Ryan Dunn. Incredible defender, very athletic, good rebounder, solid finisher. His weaknesses: bad shooter, poor handle. His player comp is Matisse Thybulle, right? But he's a bigger version. He's bigger than Matisse Thybulle, though. He's 6'8". He'd be a 6'8" Matisse Thybulle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna draft him there, right?
Mm-hmm. What was his position? I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
Small forward.
Okay.
Small. He's a small forward, right? Zach Edey to the Utah Jazz. Wow. Keyshawn George. Wow. Dang it. PJ Hall. Jalen Tyson.
Yep. I had him too.
Aaron Bradshaw. Dang it. All right. So the Knicks pick at 38, right? I think the Knicks need to add a guard. And here to me, this is too easy for us to even pass on the two guards that I have in mind, DJ Wagner and Tyrese Proctor. And so I'm going to show the Tyrese Proctor stuff first, right? Tyrese Proctor it has good size, good defender, great playmaker, subpar finisher, subpar shooter, poor finisher. He reminds people of Misic, right? So I'm going to also do DJ Wagner. I think DJ Wagner is 6'2.5". It says 6'4", but he's not.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Wagner is a terrific athlete, good defender, good playmaker, great finisher. His weakness, shaky jump shot, and his position is a problem. Like, what position is he? A point guard or a shooting guard? His player comp is Dennis Smith Jr.
His dad was in the league too. That's the one Wagner's son, right?
Yeah.
I heard about him.
And his grandfather, Milt Wagner, was in the
Wagner
league
too. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd go with DJ because of the breed. I actually know his dad. I'd go with Wagner. I like that.
All right. So, but here's the thing: Justin Edwards is still on the board also.
Dang, man. I'm glad I ain't making none of these picks.
Justin Edwards is 19, right? So he's 19 years old. He's probably about 6'5.5", right? But I want you guys to see this stuff here for him. All right. Good defender, athletic, good finisher, good size. His weakness, his jumper, and his handle. His player comp is DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray.
I know Coach would love that.
DeJounte Murray.
How many years till we get that DeJounte Murray? Is it 2 years, 3 years?
Hey, Sherwin, I saw he was going to Arkansas, but I don't think he pulled his name out. I don't know if he pulled his name out of the draft yet. I saw where him following Rick Pitino. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right. I'm just gonna pick a guy just to get this exercise over with. The guy that I like so here's the thing. Do you take DeJounte Murray in the draft, or do you take Jonathan Isaac in the draft? This is my guy. I think he's Jonathan Isaac. He's 6'11", 204. He's in that Jonathan Isaac mode, right? Do you take DeJounte Murray or Jonathan Isaac? Right. And so for this exercise,
I'm sorry, who's that guy that you call Jonathan Isaac?
Baba Miller.
Okay, I don't have him. All right, cool. Okay.
He's legit 6'11", super athletic. It would be like once he hits his prime, it would be like having Jonathan Isaac and OG Anunoby on the floor at the same time.
Do you know what you're asking? That's basically putting Luke Cage and Hulk together. That's crazy. That's literally what you're doing. That's like putting Luke Cage and Hulk together and you're telling them to beat up everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Jonathan Isaac, like I've noticed and I've been hearing other people talk about him on the court for 10 to 12 minutes is effective. So you have him on the court for 10 to 12 minutes, mix and match with OG. That's 24, 30 minutes of just straight. Like, think about that. That's 30 minutes of defensive pressure that they got to account for.
Yeah.
And OG still will be young enough to where he's probably going to be 28 by that time when they're playing against each other, when they're playing with each other, or 20, 29. So yeah, that's what
Yeah.
30 minutes of solid defense. That means that the offense only has 18 minutes. That's more than a half. You literally shutting down a half of the game, more than half of the game, off of just
Right.
2 plays. That's what you would want, because you could build off of offense off of that. You can go out and get you as many DeJounte Murrays as you want.
Right. Yeah. 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 Bro.
I'm going with that guy that you said, the one that's like Jonathan Isaac, because I wish we had a pick to get him. Like that dude, he did it in the playoffs against the Cavs. Enough times he get on the court in the third quarter, 10, 12 minutes, they ain't scored nothing. It's like 4 or 5 points. And everyone's
Right.
like, oh, the Cavs have no offense. No, Donovan Mitchell is on the court. But Isaac is just there shutting everybody down. Nah,
Yeah.
man, that's what I would want. Because then, as our players get older, we would have a younger defensive transition to where we don't even have to ask too much from anybody else.
Right. Okay. So with that, so with the 38 pick, so with I pick at 38, I want to draft another young player, and I have a thread. So I'm gonna, instead of taking Baba Miller, right, I'm gonna do Justin. I'm gonna do Justin Edwards, right here, and hope that Baba Miller goes undrafted. Hope we can get him undrafted, right? But here's the thing, everybody.
I
And
was
I'm
like, wait,
glad.
I want to see if he goes undrafted.
No, I'm gonna go back and show you. I'm gonna show everybody, right?
Okay.
But I'm just letting it play out right now. It's just going through the rest of the draft. Here's my take on Zach Edey. I think Zach Edey has the potential to be Nikola Jokic. I honestly believe the Zach Edey kid can be something close to, not exactly, but I think he could be Nikola Jokic. Right? Yo, Chief is in the building. What I'm saying to you, chat, and I'm putting my reputation on the line, and y'all know I don't put my reputation on the line for nobody, right? But myself. I bet on myself. I don't bet on I randomly do it, right? I every now and then, I'll say Derek Lively is going to be a star in the NBA. Right? Every now and then you'll hear me say something definitive, like Quentin Grimes is a ham sandwich. Right? Every now and then you'll hear me say something definitive, like I can find a Quentin Grimes in any bus stop in America. You'll hear me say something like that, like Quentin Grimes is a ham sandwich. Every now and then you'll hear me say something like that. Right? Right? But here's my thing with Zach Edey. Right? Here's my thing with Zach Edey. If you love Isaiah Hartenstein, then drafting Zach Edey will make your Zach, to me, Zach Edey right now will do everything that Hartenstein does for 1/4 the money and 10 times the upside. And there's no knock on Isaiah Hartenstein, right? I like Hartenstein. Right? But if you love Isaiah Hartenstein, right, and you think paying Hartenstein $17 million a year is the answer, as opposed to drafting Zach Edey, a 22-year-old, big, great, high basketball IQ guy, to play center for the Knicks, I honestly believe that if you ask me today which player would be more like Nikola Jokic, Which player will be more like Nikola Jokic, Isaiah Hartenstein, or Zach Edey? I honestly have to tell you, I think it's Zach Edey. And you're going to pay him $2 million a year, whereas you're going to pay Isaiah Hartenstein $17 million a year plus. And I like Hartenstein.
15 million. You could get you a backup. You could, for what you pay Hartenstein and drafting Zach, you could get a backup. You could get a starter for that price. $13-14 million starter.
I honestly believe that Zach Edey didn't play with enough talent in college for you to see his hands and his basketball IQ. Like legit, how many people out of that Purdue program do you know?
Damn, I forgot the only Purdue player I remembered.
Right. Like how many Purdue now, but think about this. How many UConn players do you know? Like how many UConn players are going to be in this draft? How many UConn players are going to be in this draft compared to how many Purdue players are going to be in this draft? Right? What I'm saying to you is you don't know how good this kid is going to be until you put him around elite level talent.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm looking at it as if we could get a guy who's a backup for $2 million and he could be a fit now.
I'm saying he's a starter.
Whoa.
I'm saying you can draft a starter at center and pay him $2 million.
Okay, I thought we were talking about backing up. Okay, so.
Nah.
Dang. So who you? Okay. Then if that's the case, you're going to have to change out the whole center because Mitchell Robinson's what, at 11 mil, 12 mil?
Yeah, about 12 or $13 million.
And I'm sorry if everybody's complaining about Randall or OG being healthy. Oh, these guys are never healthy. These guys are never on the court. You're going to be acceptable of Mitchell Robinson. You're going to be acceptable of iHeart with their injuries.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Zach Edey, Zach Edey is not Taco Fall, just a big for nothing dude.
Yeah.
Right? You're not talking about a big for nothing dude, right? Zach Edey can play. Like Zach Edey legit has soft hands, high basketball IQ, and all these things, right? Now, will he become Jokic? Probably not. Because we might be talking about the greatest center of all time in Jokic. We may be. We don't know yet. Because Jokic is not even 30 yet, and he's already won 3 MVPs.
Mm-hmm. And a championship.
Yeah, and a championship. So you don't know. You don't know how good Jokic is going to be because he hadn't played long enough for us to know, how good he's going to be. But if I told you with the 25th pick in the draft, you can take a chance on a guy that may be similarly as good, or dare I say, better, I think you have to take that chance. And I know it's the hype train. Everybody get up. It's time to jam now. I know that's what everybody want to do. Everybody ready for the hype train, right? Am I high on Zach Edey? No, I would rather do like what Cowboy Bob said. I would rather get the wing players and have them be depth pieces for the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I think if you have 3 picks in this draft, you're picking 25, 24, 25, and 38, and you have a chance to pick a guy that might be Jokic, why not take that chance? You drafted Quentin Grimes.
Yep.
Right? You drafted Rokas Jokubaitis. We legit passed on Herb Jones to draft Rokas Jokubaitis.
I can't believe you remember that name.
Right. if you have a chance to legit solidify this position, maybe draft a star with the 24 or the 25 pick, do it. In my mind, you got 3 picks. What's the harm in it? You would rather have Daquan Jeffries instead of Zach Edey? Corey Lee, you telling me Corey Lee a Giants fan, so he knows nothing about sports, right? Corey Lee is a Giants fan, so off the rip, he don't know nothing about sports, right? Corey Lee, you telling me you would rather have Jacob Toppin in that roster spot over Zach Edey? Otherwise think he know everything about everything, right? Cowboy Bob, I'm trolling. I'm poking these. I'm joking with these dudes, right? I'm joking with my boys, right?
There you go.
Otherwise knows everything about everything. That's why his name is Wise, right? He know everything about everything. Otherwise, you telling me you would rather have Dwayne Washington Jr. in that roster spot instead of Zach Edey? Right? I'm joking with my guys, man. They know I'm having fun with them, right? And y'all know Giants fans, if you're a Giants fan, you know absolutely nothing about sports, right? Nothing. But you're telling me you would rather have Charlie Brown Jr. with that same old wrist, that same wrist guard. Charlie Brown had that same wrist guard for 2 years. Y'all would rather have Charlie Brown Jr. in that roster spot than Zach Edey. I'm trying to figure out where it makes sense. I'm trying to figure out where it makes sense.
Yeah, well, at the best part, you get a younger player who's a center, and it locks you in for the center position to where you don't have to go out and spend the extra $15 million frivolously. You could actually use that to get another player.
And for the record, Baba Miller did go undrafted in that mock draft, everybody. Baba Miller went undrafted in that mock draft.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Vinny, we talked about OG Anunoby for about 80 minutes, about 85 minutes at the very beginning. We legit we talked OG about 85, maybe 90 minutes. Right. My thing is this. Would you rather in that spot have Daquan Jeffries in that roster spot over Zach Edey, Jacob Toppin, Charlie Brown, Dwayne Washington Jr.? Shit. Hey, would you rather have in that roster spot, would you rather have Jericho Sims or Zach Edey in that roster spot?
I want Edey. I'm sorry. I would want Edey.
Yo, nah, keeping it a stack, right? It's we have to think about it practically. If you do, that's your decision. If that's your flavor, right? Then that's your flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people like mint chocolate chip. I don't like green ice cream. Right? Some people like cherry ice cream. I do sometimes. Right? But not all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Right? If that's your flavor, then that's your flavor. Right? But what I'm saying is I'm trying to make it make sense in my mind. Right? You have Hartenstein, you have Mitch. Both of them have struggled to stay healthy. why not get a young prodigy eager to learn that stays healthy? Is that a crime?
And he's a rim protector that's healthy. What do we have in Mitchell?
And Bodega says depends on if he said he is, bro. He is now. Here's the thing with screens, right? He's an excellent screen setter, but he's not an explosive athlete, right? So if he sets that screen, don't think he's catching the lob at the rim.
He'll probably get a jump shot.
Yeah, he's not gonna be fast enough to get. He's not gonna be fast enough to set a sturdy screen and get to the rim.
He'll get to the spot and pull up.
I honestly,
And how tall is he?
7'4".
That's another thing right there. That's even
7'4",
better.
299. 7'4", 299.
That's even better because right after the screen, he could shift over to the free throw line, catch the ball high and shoot it high, or he could create another pass for someone else because of that height.
Hey, Cowboy Bob, and guess what? He shot 18 for 24 from 3 in the drill.
And the thing is everybody loves Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant shoots over everybody. You got a guy like Edie, 7'4". Why not use him for that? Pick and roll, get right to the spot. Hey, gives me that screen throw right there. Boom, he just shoots over everybody or does a pass. That's even better than Hartenstein because he's giving you an extra 3 to 4 inches to where Hartenstein at the top of the key after a screen is good for the high floater and everything.
Right. Right. Now, mind you, everything I'm saying in this instance goes against everything I believe. Right. So you remember how I said, give me a 19 or 20-year-old athlete, all of that stuff, the stuff I'm saying, I need a 19, 20-year-old. Zach Edey is the opposite of all this stuff, but I think his potential can't be denied with one of those picks.
I mean, 24, 25. I didn't think he'd get down that low. Like, if he's down that low, why not?
Well, mind you, we don't know. We just did a mock draft.
Yeah.
Right? We don't know where he's going to be picked, but I'm saying if he's available for us.
Yeah.
If he's available for us, then
that'll solidify our big for the next 8 years of straight health.
Yeah.
Like, you'll get 6 healthy years out of a center.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's another offensive juggernaut that you guys keep talking about. Oh, we need a facilitator or floor spacing, pick and roll.
How did y'all like our interior defense against Indiana in game 5, 6, and 7?
And with OG and Randall on each side, he's going to just be sitting there waiting.
Cowboy Bob totally just didn't hear what I said. You totally didn't hear what I asked. How did you like the defense in games 5, 6, and 7 against Indiana?
Then
Obi Toppin caught one body his entire life, right? And you know who that one body is? Isaiah Hartenstein in game 6.
Yeah.
Obi Toppin, we ran Obi Toppin out of town because he's not a body catcher. He's not a body snatcher, right? Obi Toppin is not a body snatcher, but he did snatch a body. And you know who he got? Isaiah Hartenstein. That man is going into his 4th year. That man's going into his 4th year and caught one body, and it's Isaiah Hartenstein. I'm just saying, man.
Man, I'm just doing it because of the 7'4" potential, what you could do with that. That's dangerous. Like,
Right.
I don't think you're going to have anybody trying to body him alone. Because you think about it, they try to go in there and body him. Like I said, I don't know Zach Edey like that, but for me, based off of his size and what he can do.
7'4", 299.
Exactly. 299, like.
Great hands. Catches the ball in traffic. Great rebounder in space. Now, out of area, now he's not going to run down rebounds like Josh Hart. He's not at 300 pounds. You don't expect that.
No. But you do expect an intimidator in the paint You do expect a guy to be standing there and everyone has to second guess.
Right.
Man, I say, look, if we get Edie, if he drops down to that, I take a chance on him because of the height and the size, what he can create. We're getting him $15 million younger, cheaper, and younger than we would Hartenstein because what Hartenstein can provide, he can do too. Just off the height alone.
And you gotta ride the wave, right? Hey, who was the number 1 pick in this draft?
I don't even know.
Who's the best rookie in this class?
I honestly don't know.
Cowboy Bob, you got to tighten up, bro. You don't know who the best rookie was in this class? You got to tighten up, bro.
Oh, you talking about that this year, Wemby? You mean this year?
That's what I said. That's what I said. I said
Wemby, yeah, Wemby. Okay.
Yeah, who's the number 1 pick in this draft? It was
Wemby. I think he's talking about the one coming.
Nah, how tall is Wemby?
I think he's 7'2".
7'5". That dude's 7'5", right? Wemby is 7'5".
So you're telling me we could have a possible chance at a guy 1 inch shorter than Wemby and have better potential just off of that.
And 80 pounds heavier. Is he the athlete Wemby is? No.
Nah.
Right. Nobody is. Wemby is one of one.
Yeah.
Right. But these guys, these Chet Holmgren, Wembyana, Alex Saw type guys, bro, this is the wave right now. The league MVP is Jokic.
Yeah.
Right? I'm saying you gotta at least take a shot. Because the thing is, our rotation is already set, right? You already know right now, just assuming everything is everything, right? The rotation is Brunson, Dante, OG, Randall, Hartenstein. That's your starting 5, right? Then your 4 off the bench: Mitch, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, and who else do we have? Josh Hart, Deuce, Mitch, and
we're not signing Bogues. We don't have Burks. Are we keeping Burks?
So we'll have a 4th player. So we'll have Yo, Big L is in the building. Salute, digging in the crates. Lord Finesse. Salute, Diamond D. Salute, Fat Joe. Here we go, Joe. Here we go, yo. Gotta let it flow, Joe.
Yeah, but I think it would be. Yeah, you got Sims, McBride, Josh Hart, and it would be Edie if we had him.
Yeah, or somebody. We'll get basically our playoff roster is set, right? Our rotation is set. So whoever you bring in is going to be guys that are going to be filling those Daquan Jeffrey, Jacob Toppin spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So would you rather have Ryan Dunn, a all-world defender with upside, Zach Edey, and say McCullers, the guy that Cowboy Bob said, the guy that's going to be like Christian Brown for us. McCullers is going to be a Christian Brown type player for us. Same school, same role. They played same school, played the same role, coming into a playoff team, going to provide the same thing. Right? Would you rather have that? Right? Would you rather have that? Or would you rather bring back Daquan Jeffries, Dwayne Washington Jr., Jacob Toppin, and Charlie Brown Jr. in his wrist brace? Notice those guys that we mentioned, they all play the same positions as the guys we drafted. We were talking about drafting. Except Zach Edey, none of them play center. All those guys are either wing players or Charlie Brown. Dwayne Washington Jr. is a point guard. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of them things like what? You know, Cowboy Bob, that's all I got, man. I'm ready to go get something to eat, bro. Did you eat breakfast already?
Nah, I'm about to do that right now, as a matter of fact.
You got some eggs?
Yeah, it's eggs, rice, and I got some meat and stuff like that. They call it a bandeja paisa out here. It's like you get rice, beef, stew beef. You get plátanos, you get beans, you get bacon, like this big thick of bacon that they fry.
Thick cut bacon. Ooh,
Yeah, it's literally like this big. It's called that. Yeah, and then you get a sausage, like a sausage link.
Man.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
yeah,
eat one of those,
man.
you go to sleep, and they give you soup. They give you soup and a drink. So you
Bro,
get like,
you must be paying your staff big money, bro.
nah, it's customary out here. Out here, you pay like $5. They give you soup, food, and then maybe a drink or a dessert.
Yeah, man. It must be nice, bro. I'm in the Carolinas, bro. I might get me some. I might get me some grits.
Yeah, man. I miss that. I miss that, and I also miss the cornbread. I miss the mac and cheese, the 7 cheeses.
Yeah, man. Well,
But hey, go New York, go New York, go. Everybody enjoy your day, man.
hey, Zach Edey, everybody. Zach
Hey, let's
Edey.
get it.
Zach Edey, if he there, we gotta take him, y'all. If he there, we gotta roll the dice. We gotta take him. We gotta gamble. We gotta gamble with at least one of them picks. We out of here, y'all. Peace.
Have a good one. Peace.